There was outrage over this decision just about 20 minutes before Trump was officially inaugurated. And you predicted in our conversation in December that you thought President Biden was going to pardon his brother James. But back in 2020, President Biden was asked by CNN's Jake Tapper what he thought about reports that President Trump was considering pardoning his adult children as well as himself. And then this is what Biden said at the time. "It concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice." So let's tackle both of these concerns here. A, what do you think the precedent is that this move sets?
I don't think it sets a precedent. I can promise you that President Trump's not going to issue preemptive pardons. That's just outrageous. And the fact that Biden did it, and again, I don't even think Biden did it. I do not believe that President Biden possesses the mental capacity to actually sign his name on an executive order. So here we are. Who did it? Who did it? I bet it was probably Jill Biden. It could have been his brother. It could have been his close advisors. He also pardoned 37 people that were on death row. These are people that had their day in court, that the Department of Justice decided to go after the death penalty, and he pardoned them. These are rapists, murderers. One of them killed 2 FBI agents. So, he didn't pardon Dylan Roof, thank God. But, at the end of the day, the question I have is, who was making these decisions? Because the man that his own Department of Justice said lacks the mental capacity to be charged with the crime wasn't making those decisions.
I don't know if you've ever had this pleasure, but I had the pleasure this week of explaining to someone who is not American exactly what a presidential pardon is, explained what a preemptive pardon is. Presidents since I can remember, have been pardoning people on their way out of the office. But what do you think this signals to the rest of the world about America at this moment?
It signals to the rest of the world exactly what they already thought, that the Joe Biden administration was not trying to act in the best interest of the American people. It was all about power. It was all about control. It was all about their extreme agenda. Joe Biden ran as a moderate, as a unifier. He had the most extreme agenda of any president in the history of our country. 10 million people crossed the southern border illegally. He spent $7 trillion, which caused inflation to go up, truly damaging every single American's way of life. He actively sought out Green New Deal pipe dreams, which further damaged the American economy. And the list just goes on and on and on. We don't trust our institutions because of him. We don't trust the Department of Justice. We don't trust the FBI because of Joe Biden. So the rest of the world, I didn't even go to the fact that we left Afghanistan a mess, and wars have been caused because of his incompetence, because he lacks the strength to lead in the global community. So all of these things are just his actions in the last weeks just confirmed what everyone already knew. He is not acting in the best interest of this country, and it's all about power and control. Thank God the American people saw through it. And President Trump has a mandate. He got the popular vote. He got all 7 swing states. We now have unified government, and we're going to fix these problems. We're going to unleash American energy. We're going to lower inflation. We're going to stop spending money we don't have. We're going to secure the southern border. We're going to make the world safe again. All of these things are happening because the American people saw through Joe Biden's ridiculous agenda, and they saw through the fact that he wasn't awake at the wheel, and now he's in a nursing home in Delaware, and I wish him to go about his life, and Kamala Harris can never step foot in public office again. I think we're going to be just fine.
I've had conversations about the pardon since December when Hunter Biden was pardoned, and there's always this element of, is that fair, that comes up. I know you said that you don't believe this will set a precedent, but do you think that this should call into question whether the United States should rein in the idea of a presidential pardon?
No, we should just stop electing people that are incompetent. That's the thing. Joe Biden didn't, I don't believe that he did it. I'll say it again. People in his orbit signed his name for him. And, we elected a guy whose mental decline was so very clear, and the media covered it up. The media covered it up. His own party covered it up until it was too late. And then They didn't even allow the democratic process to play out, and they waited until they knew that they were just going to jam in Kamala Harris. So, I mean, we don't have a problem going forward. Our country is going to be great again, and we need to just focus on the next 2 years, the next 4 years. And then we're going to have a Democratic and a Republican primary. And we need to make sure that we do not elect people that have the character and the competence of the last president.